For the last 4 years, South Sudanese living in a country enveloped by conflict have fled to Uganda to escape the mayhem. As the barrel of the gun continues to cause a trail of destruction and despair, many of the refugees continue to lose their loved ones. Many women, children, the elderly have fled across the border to safety. In Uganda, which has now become their most preferred destination, development partners have a task to resettle up to 600,000 children. Some of them have witnessed brutal violence meted out to their parents and relatives. 19-year-old Scovia KG left her home last month. She is among the many youngsters that have to adapt to a new life. She lost her grandmother during the conflict.
We stayed with my granddad and he's grazing. So to stay with him, it is not all that fun because he at times go to the bush, he came late. And then I just stay at home alone.
The insecurity forced her to flee from home. On her way to Uganda, she met another victim of war whose end does not appear in sight.
I found this girl on the roadside when I was struggling, also coming. She was seated crying. Then I talked to her, "Why are you crying?" Because even also I don't know her. She's just alone seated down crying. Then I said, "Now what is your plan?" She said, "Now she don't have any plan because to go back is difficult. Also she stay with the aunt and the auntie get married with an IO. So from there also the IO used to move at home there to disturb them."
They arrived at Mvepi Refugee Reception Center and got registered. By then, World Vision had started its plan to foster separated children to willing caretakers. They asked the girl if she had any other relative with her.
Because she now knew me as deceased, because there's no one who she knows. It is only me. And then from there also she went, she called me.
Scovia, at the time, came along with other 2 girls whom she also agreed to take care of.
Because me and this one, we now walk like sisters. And then they also see us walking. They said, "Am I willing to help them?" And then also I accept.
She told us that she doesn't have any problems with the girls so far.
And I say, "So and so do this, I'm doing this," they can accept. That's why I feel it that is easy to be with them.
But this has ruined her hopes of probably having her own biological child or even a partner.
Right now still I don't have that feeling of getting married.
But because the senior 3 dropout is selfless and kind-hearted, she acts like a mother to the 3 girls even without any experience. Solomon Okech, a child protection facilitator in Omugo settlement, says World Vision has fostered over 300 children since August last year.
Basically, the key thing we do is supporting this child to get all the non-food items so that the foster parent doesn't have more burden. Then the other thing we also look at is the tribe. We know a number of these refugees came due to tribal conflicts, so it's more risk if you put a child onto a family that previously back home they rent due to tribal conflict.
He says a person that accepts to foster a child is given extra food and non-food items along with some money equivalent to 400,000 shillings per family. But this has not yet started in the new Omugo settlement.
In Omugo we have not yet started the cash grant, but if all goes well and we have the funds, we will equally give it here in Omugo.
Solomon says they have faced some challenges.
We have had a number of foster parents who have self-relocated to unknown destination, leaving the children alone because I've built a relationship with the child. I'm doing my monitoring, then after a period of time, I don't find the child.
The health workers in this settlement are also facing a challenge, especially with women and children. This Health Center 3 receives up to 150 patients daily.
If, say, 10 people have come to test, 8 can mean to turn all positive with malaria. So malaria is on increase. And the complications we find in this facility, of course, you have seen the setup. It is just an emergency setup. It is not complex to manage complicated cases.
The 2017 situation report from World Vision indicates that it is now imperative to provide support to refugees through livelihood programs for self-reliance because of the shortage in funding to cater for the groups which are at risk. Walter Mwesije, NTV, Arua District.